This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
And welcome back, everybody. It is something that challenges many of us. Sometimes it's always there. Sometimes it may feel like it comes and goes. Certainly more with the holidays coming up. It can exasperate depression. We're going to dig into that today. He's given us so much insight in many different areas when we've gotten together with him. He's a clinical psychologist. Also, spiritual psychology is one of the things he practices, energy psychology, and pastoral counseling as well. And it's so great to have him back with us. Dr. Will Newman on the program. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Glad to be here.
So we've talked before about anxiety and stress, major challenges, especially nowadays for many of us. Depression, also up there, high up on the list, right?
It is. It's among the top two challenges of mental health: stress, anxiety, and depression. And it's something that for some people can increase around the holidays rather than feeling excited and good. And one may be confused, if it's a holiday, why am I feeling so sad or depressed? And when that happens, it's related to one of two challenges. One can be an unconscious association to something traumatic or a major loss in life of the past that's associated to the holiday. And those feelings of the past get triggered subconsciously and can rise up and remain unless one gets grounded and oriented to the present with a clarity that I'm grateful, I'm in the present. This was a past experience that's gone and it's raising its ugly head, and I can come back to the gratitude of all that I'm thankful for and healthy and happy about in the present. Another reason is that's different is people may compare what other people have or experience. They may be alone, or they may not have so many family members or friends, or they may be working, and they perseverate and obsess on that, amplifying it by comparison. And most often, one can move out of that by being aware of what's happening and then shifting to, this is my choice. I've chosen this job if I'm working, or what someone else has that I don't have isn't about me. Rather, we're different people, and that's okay. And I'm grateful and satisfied for who I am and what I am and what I have. Those are examples of the holiday blues. Then there is real depression and real grief. And there's an important difference. It's ordinary and normal for everyone to experience sadness or grief over the loss of something that one experiences. It could be a loss of a loved one. It could be a loss of a job. It could be a divorce. And that is life that everyone experiences. And it can come and go in waves. Sometimes if it's a death of a loved one, it can be an overwhelming wave that might feel like it's crushing you from 100 feet and smothering you. with the sadness and the weeping, or other days it may be from 50 feet or 10 feet. That's the journey of grief. That's ordinary. And the more one can feel it, the more one can heal it. Then, in contrast, there is an experience of sadness with other symptoms, such as a feeling of helplessness, hopelessness, worthlessness, loss of control of one's life, and symptoms of difficulty sleeping, loss of energy, fatigue. If this goes on for more than 2 weeks, it is diagnosed in the field of mental health as a clinical depression or a major depression. And this is the one that needs the treatment to be able to reduce the symptoms and to regain energy, to regain the ability to concentrate, to sleep more, and to feel hopeful rather than hopeless, and worthy rather than unworthy.
Dr. Will, is there a difference, or what is the difference between, especially around the holidays, feeling depression and feeling grief? Maybe somebody passed a number of years ago, but you're still feeling it. Is there a difference there?
Yes. The difference is what I was describing. The grief is the real memory of the loss in the past by association to the loved one, and all of the good times and the joy and the happiness when the loved one was alive. Or a more recent loss, feeling sadness. And as I said, it comes in waves. That's very different than depression, which has multiple symptoms of a loss of concentration, a loss of energy. It can affect one's appetite. It can affect one's sleeping too much, or not being able to sleep. And often there's a triad of major symptoms: hopelessness, helplessness, worthlessness. And when this persists for more than 2 weeks, most of the day or every day, that's depression. Versus grief comes in waves. Sometimes it suddenly, overwhelmingly brings on the sadness and tears with weeping, and then it subsides. Whereas depression is more chronic. It stays with multiple symptoms most of the day for more than 2 weeks.
I'm going to press the pause button here for just a moment and grab a call. You can reach us anytime, 631-319-6275, or you can also reach out, instantfeedbacksteve@gmail.com. We're going to go to a call. Who's this? Hi, can you hear us? Sounds like somebody's there, but I don't know if they can hear us. Going to try one more time. I guess not. All right. We're going to go to instant feedback. This is actually from Katie in Middletown, New Jersey. She says, I often dread the holidays. I know I've been through a divorce and things are so different now. How can I stay positive?
By shifting your focus to what's different now, that you're thankful for, rather than what you regret or what you lost that you value. It's optimism, and it's gratitude and movement of your body with walking or exercising, meditating, Tai Chi, yoga, and listening to upbeat music with sounds that give you energy, give you joy, give you happiness, whatever that preference may be. For one person, it may be Beethoven and Bach. For another, it could be some other soft rock music, and for someone else, it can be another form of music, which lightens your heart, lightens
Sure.
your mood, and helps you to be in the present with attention on what's feeling good that you're sensing with all of the senses: eyes, ears, smell, sound, touch. And that's why the movement of the body is so important in any form that you like. Dancing
Well,
with
you know what?
your favorite music can also.
We're going to go to a call in a moment, but this is in line with what you practice, energy psychology, because it's my understanding
Yes.
that we need to move, physically move, to move the energy that may be stuck within us.
Yes.
And, in the case of Katie, who reached out, somebody may say, well, it's the holidays, I'm depressed. I don't want to do anything. I'm just going to sit and do nothing. No judgment. I get it. You're just, you're in that feeling, that mood. But if you flipped it around and maybe moved, and moved some of that energy, you might potentially feel better. Let's go to a call. Can you hear us? Oh, beautiful. All right. What's your name? Good. Joshua checks in from Baltimore. Dr. Willis here. You have a question?
How do you work with people who suffer from seasonal depression?
Seasonal depression is caused by a lack of light that's entering the pupils that goes through the nerves connected to the eyes to the brain to stimulate the regions of the brain that need the light. So my suggestion is to gain access to light as much as possible. If it's a sunny day outdoors, go out for a walk. If it's rainy or cloudy, or you're in an area where the sun is covered much of the year, such as Scandinavia, use a sun lamp. They really work. It's called seasonal affective disorder lamp. And that gives you the light that you're not getting from the changes in the climate or the weather that could be a factor. If you combine that with the movement of your body and the music and the light, you've got a triple focus solution.
Does that answer your question?
Well, I would love to know how you can help others on their seasonal depression.
So are you talking?
By,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I would suggest that you guide others to obtaining this light, and after they obtain it, to encourage them to use it and engage in conversation that is optimistic, positive, upbeat, and engage in movement in some form with the other person, with a choice that is of interest. That's why I suggested movements such as yoga or Tai Chi or Qigong or walking or any other form of exercise. Engage in using the light and using movement and using sound. And so if you can encourage the other person to engage in those experiences with you, that is a way you can help them.
So interesting. We often hear seasonal depression is connected to light. And I always wondered, is it really mostly the light? But it sounds like it is coming from you, Dr. Will. It's the lack of
Yes.
light, sunlight.
It's the lack of light that is sometimes needed more from some people than others. It affects different people in different ways. And for one that is affected by seasonal affective disorder, it is very important to obtain the light with the lamps, with the music, with the movement, with the optimism, with the music, uh, and when you want to help someone, the best way is to encourage them, participate in it, help them act upon these resources that I've described.
I've never heard those other things added to the light. I've often heard, well, yes, get one of those lights, and that's it. It doesn't stop there. From what I'm understanding from you, there's much more. Well, not much more, but yes, you need to move. You need to potentially practice gratitude. I have a friend who's a fitness trainer, and he calls it the sun diet. And he's a big proponent of sunlight. And so many of us, run from that. And I understand it, they got to be careful of skin cancer. I got a little piece taken out there and there just 2 days ago.
Yes.
I get it, but we need it. Everything that lives needs sunlight, just the way it is.
It is the way it is. That's an important point. So yes, it's necessary to use sunscreen and obtain the light. It's helpful with mental health and physical health. It gives us vitamin D, and it gives a high vibration energy in our body. That's why nutritionally it's important for people with mood disorders like depression or other disorders like anxiety
Sure.
to add nutrition. And the highest vibration of nutrition are vegetables that are exposed to the light the most. That activates the mitochondria when there's a high degree of exposure of vegetables to light. When you
Wow.
increase that, the mitochondria are activated, which gives you more energy.
Oh my gosh, we're going deep here, but now it's all coming clear. So, well, a lot of this comes back to energy. I have to believe the vegetables that you're talking about, if they are types of vegetables that spend a lot of time in the sunlight, they've absorbed that energy, and that can be a game changer, or one of the things to support you along with everything else that we're talking about.
That is correct. That's what I mean.
Wow.
It's so necessary when if we lose mitochondria, we lose the energy in our body for healing and for activity, for concentration. It's very, very important to consider this nutritional dimension and mental health, which is related to physical health. Mental health affects physical health, and physical health affects mental health.
Getting clarity now. I never even considered that, and all the more reason why we want to gravitate toward fresh vegetables and or fruit, because
Yes.
if it's processed, or let's say you buy cream spinach, well, it's been through so many different processes. By the time you eat it, all that good stuff is out of it in terms of the energy from the sunlight. I got Casey checking in, instant feedback, steve@gmail.com. She's in Fairfax, Virginia. She says, I've had depression for decades and take 3 different medications. I also have side effects from them. Is it possible with therapy to eventually wean off of some of the medications?
Yes, it is. With the help of a psychopharmacologist who may be a physician, MD, or a nurse practitioner who knows how to titrate, which is what you're referring to wean off very slowly. It cannot be done rapidly because of the side effects are too harmful. So yes, the answer is yes. So be selective and make some contacts with either psychiatrists or nurse practitioners who understand psychopharmacology well and help people to wean off very slowly. That's what I mean by titration. And it can be done, and people do it. When most importantly and most effectively, when you're working with someone to know how to titrate by reducing the amount of medication gradually.
What do you say to somebody who says, I've been on this med for years, and I've tried other things, and nothing's going to work. I'm just going to keep on doing what I'm doing.
If it's helping them, and some people I have treated and spoken to are helped and do not want to stop taking it, the antidepressant, and as long as there's no side effects and it's helping them, I certainly do not influence them otherwise. Most people don't say that to me. Most people say they have very bad side effects to the antidepressants and the anxiolytics, and they want to get off. And many people say they are not helping them. There is a variation to the experience. That's why I respect the question earlier from the woman who asked about, can you get off and how? And you can, and do it slowly with a professional who understands how to do it.
And what was the name, the type of practitioner that you mentioned? A
psychopharmacologist, which is a psychiatrist. Psychiatrists specialize in treating mental health with medications, and a nurse practitioner also has education and clinical training in that. It's called psychopharmacology.
Certainly, this has got to be done very slowly and with the guidance of a professional, without a doubt. But I've heard the same thing too. Like, so many side effects, and people become dependent on medications because nothing else has worked, or they feel nothing has worked, but maybe they haven't really exposed themselves to all the stuff that's potentially out there that could help them.
Yes, I encounter that often, and help people with the treatments that I use for depression, that are psychotherapeutically relieving and healing.
Can you do that aspect virtually as well?
Oh, yeah, yes. Most times with most people, I can do it virtually. Yes.
Wow. If you're feeling something and maybe you want to look at a change, especially with the holidays coming up, maybe you're anticipating some challenges with depression. Dr. Will, best way to find you, how do we do that?
You may find me on my website, Energy Psychologist, AmesburyMA.com. You may email me, drbillnewman@gmail.com, and you may call me at 978-388-0022.
Thank you for all the insight today. I learned so much, validating things that I've wondered about, and certainly even the seasonal depression with the light. I never even considered all the other things that we should do in addition to that. Because if you're just buying a light, that's good, but there's more to it than that. If you really want to feel
more to it, that's helpful.
I appreciate you and everything you offer, and I look forward next time we get together.
Likewise.
We'll be right back.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.